If you're in need of money right now, stop and hear this. Maybe you're watching this video with only a couple $100 left in your bank account. Maybe you just got rejected from a project, or worse, maybe you have no idea how you're going to make it through tomorrow. If that's true, then it's no accident you're here right now. Take a deep breath. I don't have a 7-day money-making formula. There's no 3-step millionaire hack, but I do have one question, and if you answer it honestly, your entire life could shift from this moment forward. Do you truly want money, or do you want the feeling you think money will give you? In a world obsessed with numbers, I'm inviting you to pause, not to give up, but to return to the place where the real magic begins, inside you. Let me tell you something. I've met people with millions in their accounts, yet they're afraid to live their truth. And I've seen people with nothing but a heart full of faith, yet somehow they called in streams of wealth no one believed were real. I've been both of those people. And here's the truth I've found. Money doesn't come to you because you've done enough. Money comes to you because you are enough. But to become that kind of person, to feel that truth, you have to face something most of the world avoids. Money isn't the answer. It's the mirror. It reflects the deepest vibration you're carrying within. If what's inside you is fear, lack, or a feeling of not being enough, then no matter how much money you make, it will never feel like it's enough. On the other hand, if you carry the frequency of someone who is already abundant, then every single dollar in your hand becomes a symbol of the miracle that's blooming through you. So maybe what you're missing isn't money. Maybe what's missing is a new perspective, a new belief, a new frequency that lets you come back to the wealthy, powerful version of yourself that you were born to be. This isn't a video to push you to hustle harder. It's a video to help you shift your entire mindset around money and abundance from the root. Watch until the end to receive the full formula I created for you. A formula to transform the way money flows into your life and awaken the life purpose you were born to live in the simplest, clearest way possible. Are you ready? Let's begin. Truth 1. Money is just a tool. It's not your destination. Let's be honest. When you think about having more money, what's the first image that comes to mind? A home where you wake up each morning to birdsong and soft sunlight? A plane ticket to take your whole family around the world, chasing wonder together? Or maybe just the simple feeling of not worrying anymore, not having to bow your head because of a number in your account? Whatever your answer is, I'm willing to bet it's not really about the money. What you truly want is freedom. Freedom to choose. Freedom to be fully yourself. Freedom to love, to give, to take a deep breath without feeling guilty. So why do we spend our whole lives chasing pieces of paper with presidents' faces on them, instead of chasing the feeling our soul actually craves? Because you, just like the rest of us, were taught things like, the more money you have, the safer you are. No money means no power. If you want freedom, you've got to work your ass off and make a lot. Here's a truth you probably haven't been reminded of. Money doesn't hold any power on its own. Your mind is what gives it power. Money is a vehicle to experience this life, it's the car. But freedom, that's the place you're trying to get to. And if you confuse those two, if you swap them around, you'll keep yourself trapped in struggle and pain. Don't spend your whole life polishing, collecting, and upgrading the car, only to forget where you were meant to go. You could drive in circles forever and never witness the sunrise over a breathtaking ocean that was always waiting for you. I've seen people with tens of millions of dollars, yet they live like they're sitting on a ticking bomb, constantly afraid of losing it, afraid of failing, afraid of how others see them. That's not freedom. That's just slavery wrapped in a label called success. The feeling of never enough is a sign that you're no longer in charge of your life's direction. You've handed the wheel over to invisible fear. You think you need more money, but what you really need is to break free from the emotional loop of not enoughness. And science backs this up. When you feel safe, your brain produces serotonin and dopamine, the very chemicals linked to creativity, inspiration, and trust. But when you're stressed, when you're worried about money, cortisol floods your system. You enter survival mode, where logic fades, intuition disconnects, and every decision carries the scent of panic. No one can manifest from that state. No one can become truly wealthy inside a body that's constantly signaling danger. So the key isn't how much money you have. The real key is, can you feel free even before the money shows up? So how do you begin? Here's a simple exercise, but if you do it for real, it could shift your inner frequency starting today. Write down 10 things you'd love to do if you had all the money you wanted. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about right or wrong, just be honest. For example, take your family on a world trip. Buy an oceanfront home. Learn to dance, paint, or meditate in a monastery. Set up a big retirement fund for your parents. Invest in your beauty, health, and self-care. Now go back and read that list and ask yourself, even if I don't have all the money yet, what can I do today that gives me the feeling of freedom behind those goals? If you want to travel, open your laptop and explore destinations freely. That freedom is already in your hands. If you want to care for your parents, call them today and ask, how are you doing lately? Have you been getting outside for walks? If you want to learn to paint, pick up a pencil and sketch something right now. Freedom doesn't start with money. Freedom begins with awareness. And when you start recognizing the small freedoms you already have, your energy shifts into the frequency of someone who is already enough. And the universe always responds to that frequency with more. Money isn't a reward for effort. Money is a natural result of inner freedom being activated. And when you start living as if you are already free, whether in a small rented room or a quiet little cafe, your energy field becomes a magnetic invitation for abundance to come back home to you. Now, if you can truly feel that, then you've already stepped through the first doorway. And now we move into the next truth, where all limits dissolve. Truth 2, money is energy, and there is more than enough for everyone. Here's a question I want you to pause and truly feel into. Why would this universe, with its billions of stars, endless oceans, and forests that regenerate on their own, create a soul as unique as you, only to abandon you in lack? No, that's not how it works. It can't be. If you've ever believed things like, I'm not good enough to have money, I'm just not as lucky as other people, I need to work harder, tighten up, fight more for it, then let me say something, not to comfort you, but to wake you up. That's not the truth. That's a sad dream you were programmed to believe long before you were old enough to question it. Nature does not operate in scarcity. Trees don't worry about sunlight. Birds don't hoard worms. Rivers don't fear running dry. And flowers, they bloom every season without asking if the sun has enough budget to shine. Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Matthew 6:26. Nature does not live in anxiety. Only humans, minds programmed by fear and competition, believe there's not enough for everyone. Only humans' hearts trained by scarcity believe they have to fight to deserve. But if you're brave enough to change the way you see, you'll discover a truth that dissolves every limit. Everything in the universe is energy, including money. Money is not paper. It's not just a number on a screen. Money is a form of measurable, transmittable, transformable energy. It moves, it flows, it responds. And if you see money as solid matter, you'll always experience limits. But if you start to understand money as a vibrational field, you'll realize you can tune into it, connect with it, and attract it. With the rise of quantum physics, spirituality is no longer just a belief. It now has a scientific foundation. Albert Einstein once said, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it." Quantum physics has confirmed that everything, from mountains to coffee cups, is made of energy vibrating at different frequencies. The emotions you feel, the thoughts you think, the words you speak, they all generate vibrational waves. Money is no different. It vibrates like a radio frequency, and you are the receiver. If you broadcast lack, worry, jealousy, or struggle, you'll tune right into the channel of scarcity. If you radiate abundance, trust, and love, you sync up with a limitless current of wealth and flow. You don't need to understand quantum mechanics to live by it. You just need to remember one truth. Everything is energy, and you have the power to align with any frequency you choose. You actually learned this in 8th grade physics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. Now apply that to money. Money it simply flows somewhere else. And if it's not flowing toward you right now, it's not because the universe ran out of money. It's because you haven't tuned in to the right receiving point yet. Money is energy. It doesn't vanish. It's just somewhere else, waiting for you to send out the right invitation. Picture this. If you open a faucet but your pipe is twisted or blocked, you'll believe there's no water. But the truth is, the water was always there. It's ready. And now, this truth will make you never see money the same way again. Money doesn't care who's good or bad. It doesn't reward effort, and it doesn't punish those who try less. Money simply flows to wherever its frequency is being matched, and that place could be you. Not when you become richer, not after you take a financial course, but right now, in this very moment, as you begin to shift your frequency from within. So how do you shift your frequency? Start with one simple but powerful decision. From today on, release the scarcity mindset. Scarcity thinking sounds like this: I'm not enough. If I give, I'll lose. If they have, I won't. I have to compete to survive. But none of those are truths. They're just old mental programs, glitches in the system that keep you locked into a low vibration and disconnected from universal flow. A simple but powerful practice to break free. Every day, write down one answer to this question. What did the universe give me for free today? Maybe it was a sunny morning, a stranger's smile, a loved one's laughter, an idea that arrived at the perfect time. Every single time you write one down, you're sending out a signal. I'm receiving, I'm connected, I'm enough. Because the truth is, the universe is always enough. The real issue isn't about lack out there, it's about disconnection in here. Energy doesn't play favorites. It has no limits and no sense of fairness like humans define it. It just flows. The only question is, are you ready to become the next open channel for that flow? If the answer is yes, then get ready. You're about to step into the next truth, where you'll discover that money doesn't come from struggle. It comes from an energetic formula the elite rarely talk about. Truth 3. Money doesn't come from hard work. It comes from the courage to give. Let's take a real look at this. A street cleaner works 12 hours a day, often under the blazing sun, surrounded by the stench of trash, wearing thin gloves and catching restless sleep. Yet their monthly wage might not equal even a fraction of what someone earns in an hour by creating a mobile app. So the question is, who works harder? We were taught as kids, if you work hard, you'll succeed. If you try your best, you'll be rewarded. But if you look at the world with open eyes, you'll see it's not struggle that determines the flow of money, it's value. And more than that, it's how far that value can spread. You might ask, but if I'm not working hard, how can I create value? I'm not saying you should be lazy. I'm saying this: if your hard work is driven by fear, you're tuning into the wrong frequency. Listen closely. You could be working 16 hours a day, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if your actions are secretly fueled by inner fears like, if I don't hustle, I'll go broke, or if I stop, I'll lose everything, or if I don't keep grinding, I won't survive, then your efforts are rooted in scarcity, and that's a very different vibration than someone who works with love, purpose, and passion. You see, someone might work those same 16 hours, but do it out of joy, out of service, out of the desire to give more value, reach more people, or help more customers. And that difference in intention is everything. So ask yourself, honestly, am I doing this out of love or out of fear? Am I trying to create value or just trying to survive? Hard work isn't wrong, saving money isn't wrong, but if the root is fear, every effort you make is colored by the frequency of lack. And the universe, it doesn't pay by the hour. It responds to the energy you're radiating. The frequency of abundance isn't found in how many hours you work. It's found in your willingness to give first, to give value, to give knowledge, to give love, care, presence. Not in order to get something back, but because deep down you know you already have enough to give. When you give, you don't just help someone else, you reconnect with the natural flow of life, the place where life regenerates, expands, and miracles unfold. Just look at the wealthiest people in the world. The richest humans on the planet are also the ones who give the most, and somehow they keep getting wealthier. Bill Gates has donated over $50 billion, 0 cents to charitable causes. He didn't get poorer. His net worth has only grown. Warren Buffett pledged to give away more than 99% of his fortune, and still his wealth continues to rise. At this point, you might pause and think, well, of course they can give. They're rich. If I had that kind of money, I'd be generous too. But I'm struggling. I don't even have enough for myself. If I give, won't I just end up with less? That sounds crazy. But hold on. Let's step back and look again. Not with modern logic, but with ancient wisdom. Across time, culture, and belief systems, there's one truth they all seem to agree on. True wealth begins with generosity. In the Bible, Proverbs 11:25 says, "A generous person will prosper." And in Luke 6:38, "Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. For the measure you use, it will be measured to you." Giving is the very first test God offers you. If you trust enough to give, even when it feels uncomfortable, and you choose to help those in need, the divine, through the laws of the universe, will return your generosity many times over. In the Quran, Islam emphasizes the principle of zakat, a sacred obligation to give. In many Islamic countries, especially across the Arabian Peninsula, people are required to give around 2.5% of their income each year to help those less fortunate, and it is believed that Allah will bless them with far greater wealth in return. That's one reason why so many billionaires from places like Dubai or Iran live lives of extraordinary luxury and abundance. In Jewish tradition, there's a powerful law called tzedakah, which means giving away at least 10% of your income to sustain the flow of wealth. Though Jewish people make up less than 0.2% of the world's population, they hold over 35% of global wealth. Is that just a coincidence? When you give with a pure heart, with no agenda, no expectation, no need to prove anything, you stop attracting money in the usual sense. Instead, you become the source, and abundance is drawn to you like gravity. The universe doesn't listen to the words you say. It feels the energy you're radiating. And when you give the way the divine gives, freely, without conditions, without control, you stop being the one chasing wealth. You become the beacon of light it returns to. The one who gives unconditionally is the one who has already graduated from the lesson of scarcity. That person cannot stay poor, because in every act of giving, they are channeling the light of the divine and spreading unconditional love to everyone around them. Jesus once sat outside the temple, watching as people came to offer their gifts. The wealthy came and dropped in large sums of money, but he wasn't impressed. Only when a poor widow came and placed 2 small coins, everything she had left to live on that day, did Jesus turn to his disciples and say, "That woman has given more than all the others, because they gave out of everything she had." He wasn't looking at the number, he was tuning into the frequency of the act. And do you know what happens when you give from a vibration of fullness, with no calculation, no agenda? The universe stores that frequency and responds to it multiplied, magnified, and returned in greater ways than you can imagine. So how do you begin? From today, start cultivating a conscious giving habit, consistent, heartfelt, and energetically intentional. A blessing spoken with love, a kind gaze. A small $5.00, $10.00, or $20.00 gift. What matters is that it's saturated with generosity. A warm meal, a sincere hug, a minute of deep, present listening. And with each act, whisper silently to yourself, "I already have, I'm living in overflow, and I wish the same for all." Now that you've walked through the 3 great truths, that money is a tool, not a destination, that money is energy and there's always enough, that money doesn't come from effort but from the courage to give, you're ready to step through the most expansive doorway of all, the one guarded by something seemingly simple, yet powerful enough to transform your entire life in just 30 days. Truth 4. Gratitude is the fastest gateway to the universe's infinite abundance. Have you ever said thank you for a warm cup of tea, a simple meal, a friend who's still by your side even when you feel like you haven't done much to deserve it? If so, you've touched one of the most sacred frequencies a soul can ever embody in this life. It's not that you become grateful after you feel abundant. It's that gratitude creates abundance. But society teaches the opposite. Work hard, achieve, then be happy. Make enough money, then you can feel thankful. The universe works the other way around. Be grateful first, as if you already have everything, and then you'll realize you do. When do you usually say thank you? Probably after receiving a gift, some money, someone's help, or a kind word. That's how humans are wired, to give thanks after something shows up. But that's a passive way of receiving. True gratitude is a state of already having. So anyone who chooses to feel gratitude proactively before anything even arrives is already standing in the vibration of, "I've received what I asked for." And science is now confirming what ancient wisdom has always lived by. Dr. David R. Hawkins, in his Map of Consciousness, measured the vibrational frequency of human emotions. Fear vibrates around 100 Hz, scarcity at 125 Hz, neutrality at 250 Hz, love at 500 Hz. That's where your vibration starts to align with the rhythm of miracles, creativity, and true abundance. Someone who truly lives in gratitude understands this. Nothing is ever achieved by their own effort alone. Every success, every moment is co-created with the help of others, of nature, of life itself, of the divine. We are not the source, we are the channel. We are the vessel through which everything flows. Without the support of other people, of the earth, of all things seen and unseen, there would be no me, no achievement, no success. Let me give you an example to bring this to life. Imagine this. You walk past a homeless person sitting on the street. They're hungry, cold, and ragged. Your heart feels for them, so you reach into your wallet and give them $100, 0 cents. You look them in the eye, gently smile, and say, "Hang in there, I believe in you." But instead of saying thank you, the person stares back angrily and snaps, "Why only 100? Why not more? You're so stingy, you're selfish." How would that feel? Most likely you'd feel hurt, unappreciated. You probably wouldn't give to that person again. Some might even take the money back. Now imagine this instead. The same person looks at you with awe and says, "Oh my God, thank you. This means so much. I wish you endless success and happiness in life." May blessings follow you wherever you go. How would that make you feel? Wouldn't you want to help them again next time? Of course you would. In the same way, you, right now, are not so different from that homeless man in the eyes of the universe. Life has already given you light, breath, food, shelter, a healthy body, and countless comforts to experience this world. And yet, many people go through their days saying, "Why haven't I been given more? Why is God giving me so little? Life is unfair. I want more. I still don't have enough." Now ask yourself, if you were the universe or God, would you keep giving more to someone who shows no gratitude? Of course not. The Bible says, "To the one who has, more will be given, but to the one who has not, even what they have will be taken away." And if you need a sacred example, look at Jesus himself. Before the miracle of multiplying bread and fish, before raising the dead, before turning water into wine, he always began with these words, "Father, I thank you." Not after the miracle, but before it. Gratitude wasn't a reaction. Gratitude was the ignition of divine creation. You don't need to have more to feel grateful. You only need to be present enough to recognize what you already have. A meal that still nourishes you, a body that still moves, a friend who still wishes you good morning, a client who says, "Thank you, you've changed my life." All of those things. If you see them but don't feel grateful, then no matter how much more money you receive, you'll still feel like it's never enough. You keep complaining, keep feeling lack. Remember, gratitude is the gateway that instantly connects you to the divine flow of abundance. Instead of drifting away from you, everything in the universe begins turning toward you, offering support, gifts, and resources you are worthy of. Start today. Instead of worrying about money, begin to feel grateful for it. Honor it. Appreciate your job, your income, your current situation, exactly as it is. You'll notice money starting to flow into your life more naturally, more easily than ever before. If you want to expand your money flow by connecting directly to the universe's spiritual bank, where divine abundance flows through you daily, then try this simple practice. Each day, write down 5 things about money that you're grateful for. For example, I'm grateful to God because today I had money to buy food. I'm thankful for my job because it allows me to pay my bills. I'm grateful that I'm part of the universe's abundant flow. Everything supports me in the best way, and I'm attracting more and more wealth into my life. Do this practice before going to bed and again right after you wake up. You can also use it whenever you give to someone or help another person. Be thankful that you have enough to give, and very soon you'll notice your entire relationship with money starts to shift. Money will begin flowing into your life in ways you never imagined. And now that you've come to understand, money is a tool, not the destination. Money is energy, and there is always enough. Money flows from the value you give, not the effort you force. And gratitude is the frequency that summons all abundance. Then you're ready to step into Truth 5, the final piece in this powerful symphony. Truth 5. Your thoughts and beliefs are the magnet that determines whether you live in wealth or in lack. Did you know that the same Bitcoin, yes, the same digital coin, has changed in value so drastically over the years, it could leave anyone speechless? In 2009, when Bitcoin first appeared, it was worth almost nothing. It was a vague concept very few paid attention to. In 2013, it hit $1,000 0 cents, but most people still dismissed it as a financial bubble. And in 2024, Bitcoin reached $100,000 0 cents, a record high that no one could have imagined just a decade earlier. How could something so intangible, something you can't see, touch, or carry in your wallet, be valued at over $100,000? The answer is simple: belief. Because people chose to believe in it. Bitcoin itself didn't change. What changed was the belief people placed in it. Belief is the one thing powerful enough to activate and elevate anything. In the Bible, there is a well-known verse about the power of faith. Jesus said that even the smallest amount of faith could produce miracles beyond comprehension. The verse reads, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Matthew 17:20, New Testament. Right now is the time to reprogram your mind. Wealthy people don't create money by struggling with the outside world. They attract money by cultivating wealth consciousness from within, by activating the magnetic force of belief that lives inside them. Neville Goddard once said, "Nothing comes from the outside. Everything begins within." You can absolutely become like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, or any wealthy figure you admire because you hold the same inner power they do. So the question is, how do you unlock that power? Let me give you a mantra, one that has the potential to permanently shift your financial flow. Not just money, but anything you desire can begin to materialize through this one mantra. Your only task is to receive this gift, write it down. Yes, write it down, and repeat it often, in your mind or out loud. The mantra is this: your goal plus I believe I can do it as soon as possible. For example, let's say your name is James and your goal is to earn $500,000, 0 cents per month. Your mantra would be, I am James. I believe I will earn at least $500K per month. I believe I can do it as soon as possible. Without belief, you will never move forward. This is how you charge your subconscious with energy and confidence. Insert your goal, any amount, any dream, and repeat it every single day, morning, noon, evening, and night. No matter how busy you are, say it at least 500 times per day. Within less than 10 days, your belief in this idea will start to become strong, unshakable, and alive within you. I'm certain that in the first day or two, you'll repeat the mantra, but not actually believe in it. Don't worry, that's completely normal. The old belief system of scarcity has been living in your mind for decades. It's still strong. And if you're setting a goal that feels beyond your current reality, your mind will struggle because it has never envisioned this before. It doesn't yet hold belief for something that big. But if you feed enough energy into that belief, if you charge your goal with enough faith, something powerful happens. Your inner being will start to guide you. You'll begin to receive intuitive nudges about what to do, what steps to take, what your next move should be. These ideas won't come from outside. They'll rise up from within. And they will rise naturally, automatically, the moment your belief becomes strong enough. And when that happens, keep nurturing it. Keep repeating the mantra every day, consistently, for the next 30 days. Soon you'll begin to see it all come together. The ideas, the actions, the people, the financial opportunities. They will begin to flow into your life with a force you never expected. And my hope for you is this: use the formulas I've shared with you to attract and plant seeds of real wealth then. Use that money to create unforgettable experiences for yourself. Use it to help others. Use it to contribute to a world that becomes more beautiful, more compassionate, and more alive. Because you dared to believe. You've now walked through 5 powerful truths. Each one is like a mirror, not just reflecting your financial reality, but revealing the deepest layers of your inner world. And now, I'm not asking you, do you believe me? I'm asking you something much bigger. Who do you choose to be from this moment forward? Do you choose to stay the same, or do you choose to become the new version of yourself that attracts lasting wealth and abundance? This choice isn't just for you. It's for the children who are learning to see the world through your eyes. It's for your parents who never had the chance you have today. It's for your family, your bloodline, and everyone you love. The decision you make today becomes the mark that shapes the destiny of an entire generation. Remember this: you were not born to struggle with money. You were born to remind the world that wealth is not a game of luck. It is the natural result of a soul that knows its own power. The universe is always on your side. It always wants you to be wealthy. It always wants you to be happy. Not because you've earned it, but because you were born to live in that light all along. If this video resonated with you, leave me a positive comment below. It gives me the motivation to keep going and to continue sharing even deeper principles and more practical tools with you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now so you never miss a single insight on wealth, the law of attraction, and financial freedom. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be one of the first to receive these powerful messages. Are you ready to transform your financial life? Comment below. I'm ready to attract abundance. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Wishing you wealth, freedom, and lasting happiness.